Reopening is really exciting for everyone. I mean, it's a chance for us to get back to normal life, for us all to travel just as to welcome the guests. And I am really looking forward to that time. I think it's showing that Cayman is moving forward, and I'm one of those that's really excited about it. As far as the incoming tourists are concerned and possible infection rates, we have to remember that everybody that's coming in as a tourist, we're requiring in phase 4 to be fully vaccinated. So that's giving us a good deal of protection from any incoming infections. Additionally, we have put in place some particular requirements in that only those who are coming from a country with a high vaccination rate, over 60%, will be eligible for the no quarantine period, or if they've been securely verified. That the number of countries that have secure verification is not as great that's not very prevalent amongst our neighbours. The other additional factor, or two factors rather, are firstly, many of the tourists that come don't actually stay very long. So the average length of stay here is about 5 days. So we can imagine that somebody coming for a long weekend will have had their PCR test before they boarded the plane, and then they'll be going back home actually really relatively quickly. And that needs to be taken into account when we're considering the impact of people coming to the island who might be bringing infections. The other thing is that unlike some of our countries, we've actually put a lot of controls and protections around the non-pharmaceutical measures that we have. So we'll continue to be asking people to wear masks, to distance, and to practice hand hygiene. And we all have been very good at doing this sort of thing within the Cayman Islands, and we are going to be encouraging our guests and our visitors to do the same. Obviously, we've been looking to our Caribbean, CARICOM and UCOT neighbours to see how they've been experiencing, and everybody's taken their own journey through this. Their own journey is really caused by combinations of factors due to local sensitivities, the demands on the economies, and the different regulations that people have felt that they could put in place. And regulations are obviously different from country to country, so you can't, everywhere's got different constitutions, different ways of life, and different things that the public would want and would tolerate. In particular of interest to me has been the fact that in Turks and Caicos, they found that the majority of the tourists, the visitors to the country, are not actually the people who seem to have suffered the worst with the infections. It's actually been the local people. We can understand that because the local people are there for all the time, really, and that's probably why, because the tourists come and go, and it's not the same group of people. For example, if we have 20,000 additional people, it's not the same people all the time, even though that number of 20,000 has grown. That group is constantly changing, and with new people, and people are leaving the islands as they arrive.